Have you ever walked through a familiar city center, one you've known for many years, and felt a subtle, almost indefinable shift in its rhythm, in the way it breathes around you? That familiar bustling energy might still linger in the air, but somehow it feels different now, quieter perhaps in those tucked-away corners where echoes of busier times used to resonate. It's a quiet feeling that so many of us have come to share, a subtle observation that the very hearts of our urban spaces are undergoing a gentle change. Just a decade or so ago, city centers truly felt like the undisputed heart of community life, vibrant hubs pulsing with activity for shopping, meeting friends, and all those everyday moments. They were the natural places where people ran their errands, met up with friends for a chat, and felt the lively pulse of urban existence beating most strongly. Today, while they remain important in many ways, that central feeling has subtly shifted, almost imperceptibly for some, like a soft fading of an old melody. The reasons behind this aren't always immediately obvious. They're quietly woven into the fabric of our daily lives, our routines, and the choices we make each day. It's not about any dramatic decline or sudden change, but rather a gradual re-evaluation of how we choose to spend our time, our energy, and our presence in these spaces. Convenience, in all its modern forms, has quietly become a powerful and silent architect shaping our everyday habits and preferences. Take online shopping, for instance. It has fundamentally altered our retail routines, making the physical trip seem less essential than before. Why go through the effort of braving crowded streets and searching for parking when the desired item can simply arrive at your doorstep with just a few simple clicks from your phone or computer? And this shift isn't just limited to goods and shopping, it extends naturally to entertainment options and even to how we nurture our social connections nowadays. Streaming services now offer an immense array of choices right at home, without any need to travel anywhere or stick to fixed schedules or show times. Meeting friends online through video calls or gathering at more local, easily accessible venues like nearby cafes has become far more common in our busy lives. So, what does all this mean for the traditional allure and draw of the city center, now that convenience seems to reign so supreme in our daily decisions? Visiting a city center these days often requires a significant investment of both time and effort, far more than it once did in simpler times. The journey there itself can act as a real deterrent, whether it's navigating through traffic jams, hunting for parking spots, or managing the uncertainties of public transport. And then there are the accumulating costs to consider, from parking fees and public transport fares to the general added expenses that come with city center life. For many people, these very practical considerations often end up outweighing whatever benefits they might once have perceived from making the trip. The mental effort required is considerable too. All that planning ahead, navigating unfamiliar routes, and absorbing the sheer overload of sensory input, it can truly be exhausting. It represents a wholly different kind of energy expenditure altogether, one contrasted sharply with the quiet, effortless comfort we find right at home. Our social habits, too, have undergone this quiet yet profound transformation over recent years, reshaping how we connect with others. The classic idea of a night out in the bustling city center has evolved considerably for many of us, taking on new forms. More and more people are choosing smaller, more intimate gatherings, held closer to home, where everything feels warmer and less demanding. The very expectation of what makes a good social outing has broadened well beyond the traditional confines of the city center environment. This ongoing shift isn't about withdrawing into isolation at all, but about thoughtfully redefining convenience and comfort within our social lives. And so it raises a thoughtful question for us: are we truly seeking deeper connection with others, or simply ways to reduce the everyday friction in our social interactions? This emerging pattern isn't confined to just one particular city, it's a widespread phenomenon observed right across the United Kingdom. Whether in the bustling metropolises or the charming smaller market towns, these subtle changes are becoming evident everywhere we look. What we're witnessing is a gradual, organic evolution, not any kind of sudden or wholesale abandonment of these spaces. The high street, once the absolute undisputed heart of local commerce and trade, is now steadily adapting to these new realities unfolding around it. This isn't fundamentally a story of decline or loss, but one of thoughtful transformation and adaptation to changing times. But what does this quiet, ongoing shift truly mean for the future of our communities, and for that deep sense of place we all hold dear? Perhaps it points towards a greater appreciation for our local hubs and neighborhoods, alongside a creative reimagining of what city centers can become in the years ahead. It gently invites each of us to reflect on our own personal choices and the subtle, everyday forces that continue to shape our urban experiences. The city center will always occupy that special, enduring place in our collective memory, even as its role in our daily lives evolves quietly yet profoundly. How, then, will we all continue to adapt to these changing rhythms and patterns of our urban lives in the times to come?